How do you start this thing? Hi guys, 15.1, just finished it. Bit of nip. Just finished 15.1 and 15.1a. So we thought we'll do a quick video, just talk through some strategy and how you should attack it tomorrow or Monday. First of all, the main thing is forearms. It's a forearm burner. So the key component is not taxing your forearms to a point where you can't keep moving. So that's going to be the main focus, is to keep the forearms nice and fresh throughout the workout. So if we look at the total bar to start with, this is a rough guideline for you guys. If you have 20 unbroken toaster bar or more, I would do sets of 5 from the start. So you'll see in my video I did sets of 5 from the word go. I wouldn't do any more than that. So if you watch the games athletes, they did some unbroken sets. That's definitely not us. 5 would be the maximum number I would recommend for members from our gym. If you can do kind of between 10 and 20 unbroken, I would do sets of 3 from the start. And if you can't string more than 10 together, I would do fast singles from the start. So that's the toaster bar. That's probably the key component of the workout. The other things you can keep moving on. Toaster bar, if they fatigue, you're going to be a goner. So it's going to be super important to try and be disciplined and stick to these numbers 5, 3, and 1, as opposed to doing silly things while you're fresh and doing 15 or 20 reps at a time. Dirk, you can talk us through the deadlift.
Cool, yeah. So the deadlift, the weight is going to be 50 kg for males and 35 kg for females. I'm kind of we've thought about, so this is 1 rep max. If you can 1 rep max deadlift about 150 plus, or if you're female 100 plus, we say the deadlift you should be able to keep going unbroken. So you should be able to do those 10 deadlifts unbroken. Actually, I should write that down. So we got 10 deadlifts, and then we got the 5 snatches. Okay, we got 15 toes to bar. Should be able to do it unbroken if you can deadlift that weight. And then if you deadlift 1 rep max is around 120/80, we recommend just doing a set of 5, quick rest, and then 5 again. And then if you can only pull 160, might be wise to break it up in about 3 sets. So maybe a 4-3-3 could be a good way to go about that. Yeah, just making sure you pace these so when you come, to the next movement and the toaster bar again, you're not too gassed. But yeah, and then snatch.
Yeah, I'll just say also the deadlift is probably the rest period of this workout, so it's kind of like a super light, so you can just keep moving, and yeah, it's probably the easiest part of the workout, the deadlifts. Snatch, same deal as the deadlift. If you have a snatch of 100 kgs or more as a male, or 65 or more as a female, you can probably tap and go unbroken. But for most of us, we probably don't snatch 100 or 65. So for myself, I went 3 and 2. So if you're male and you're snatching 80 or more, you can go for 3 and 2. A lady, if you can snatch 50, 3 and 2 would be a good number to aim for. If you snatch 60 as a male, 40 as a lady, I would do 2-2-1. So I'd tap and go for 2, and then do that in 3 sets. And finally, if you have a snatch of 50 kgs or less for a male and 35 kgs or less for a female, I would just do fast singles and just dump it from the top and reset every time. So that's a snatch. Forearms are going to be burning on the snatch. It's the last movement of your set. So super important to get that hook grip on, chalk up. I would highly recommend you have a towel ready. You'll see in my video I lost one of my snatches just because of the sweat and the forearms burning. So a towel would be really handy to have for the workout. Dirk can talk us through some rest periods. So
the rest is really important, and I think the idea is if you stick with these numbers that we've given you, then this rest should be possible. For example, if you pick the wrong number here, for example, if you only deadlift 100 and you choose to go unbroken on the deadlifts, this rest is going to be unrealistic. You're not going to be able to only rest for 5 seconds, because that's basically what we're saying is your rest should only be about 5 seconds from minute 1 to minute 5 while you're still fresh. You're only going to be resting for about 5 seconds. So for example, you do your 5 toes to bar, check the clock, a 5-second rest, and then you're back on. Okay? You're going to be fatiguing, so let's say from minute 5 to the end of the workout, that rest is going to have to be a little bit slower, so let's say 10 seconds. So you'll do a set, 10-second rest. Okay? After the workout, we got 15.1a, which is max effort clean and jerk. Thank you.
Yeah, so this is a beautiful thing. You get 2 workouts tomorrow, which is awesome, or Monday, if you're doing it then. I would say when you come off that workout, you probably rest for a full 2 minutes. So if you did it right and you've done it well, then you'll be gassed enough to need 2 minutes rest. If you need less than that, you probably didn't go hard enough in the workout. So I rested about 2 minutes, and that left me with 4 minutes to do snatches. So with the 4 minutes, realistically, you only have time for 3. You might be able to squeeze a 4th one out in those last few seconds, like I managed to do. So 4 reps maximum. I'd probably say for most of us there's 3 attempts. I would encourage you to warm up, even before you start the 15.1, I would warm up the clean and jerk to my starting number. So if my starting number was 100 kgs or 101, I had about 95 kgs prior to the workout. So pretty much want to work up to a warm up of your first weight. So we encourage you to make your first weight 75%. That first lift felt the worst. It felt like 100%. Okay, so your first lift's going to feel heavy. It'll start to feel better from the second and third rep onwards. So don't get scared off that first rep. Just get it done, and you'll feel better from the second one onwards. So rep number 1, let's work around 75% for your first lift, and I want you to hit that around 11-minute mark. So you're coming off the clock, coming off the WOD at 9 minutes. You rest for 2 minutes. You hit your first clean and jerk at 11. You then rest again until you get to 12 minutes 30, and you hit another clean and jerk at 85%. And then finally at 14 minutes, with 1 minute to go, you hit your final one at 95%. And if you're successful at that, you can then try something crazy and try and hit a 1 rep max, which Joshy managed to do. I did not. So that's the clean and jerk component. 3 lifts, maybe a 4th one if you're lucky. The main things to take away, I think, as far as other factors go, is have a towel ready. Make sure you've got a chalk bucket or a piece of chalk with you. It's not a real sucky workout like some of the ones we have done, so it's enjoyable, and it definitely doesn't make you feel sick or make you want to lie on your back for half an hour, so you can look forward to not having that experience for your first one. Brilliant. We'll see you in the morning.